Okay. Well, thinking of that, thinking of Bellefonte, let's talk about Bellefonte a little bit.
Okay.
So, how long have you been here in Bellefonte?
Yeah, so I grew up in the neighboring town of Howard. So this has always felt like home for me. Um, I've been working here probably for about 10 years, but in my own space for a year and a half. Yeah, so I love the energy here. It's a great small town, but it's historic and I like that too. And, I can walk to the park and get out in the sunshine a little bit and support local businesses, shopping, eating. So yeah, I definitely knew I wanted to be in Bellefonte when I opened my own space because the energy here is great. And just looking out my windows and seeing town being alive and just feeding off of that energy, it's a great place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope we get more business in and the business that is here can stay and thrive because I think it's up and coming and it's growing and it's a super place for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is really exciting to see the energy that's
Yeah.
happening here in Bellefonte.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what kind of insurance do you do?
I sell everything but health. So auto, home, life, business, anything really, except for health insurance. I leave that to the health insurance experts.
So, is there any particular kind of insurance that you would say is like your specialty or that you enjoy the most?
Honestly, no. I sell enough of all kinds that I really like it all. But more than anything, I just like to help people because people don't know. I mean, I was talking to my mortgage broker earlier, and it's just so different. He didn't know what I was talking about with insurance, but I don't know what he's talking about with mortgages. So, and I tell people, you don't need to know, really, just let me talk about what you're looking for, what resonates with you, and then that's what you want or need. So I get a lot of fulfillment from helping the customer. Not only save them money, because it's not all about price, it's about service. And I think today it's hard to get good customer service, and we've all become accustomed to accepting it, and we shouldn't have to. So service is huge for me, and I know my customers and I look out for them, and I want to know my customers. I mean, I can maybe never meet someone and we work remotely, but still I'm in a lot of communication with them because I don't want them to just be another client who doesn't know me and I don't know them. So yeah, I really like the small town feel of my agency, but of course I want to grow. Yeah.
That's always part of it. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so growing up in Howard, I had a large family, 4 sisters, and I live close to the state park, which I love that. I like to kayak, really close with my dog, so we go to the park for long walks, and I love to garden, and I went to school in the Lock Haven area, so I was kind of right between coming up here and Clinton County for school. I graduated from Lock Haven University with a mass communications degree. So I think it really helped me be a better communicator. And then, of course, you have to get an insurance license to do what I do, and you have to do your continuing ed and stay up on everything. But definitely the communications degree helped me communicate, and that's what this business is all about. Making sure people understand what product you have to offer them, what you can do. So.
Okay, I'm going to jump back a little bit too, because I remember what you told me about. So when you were refurbishing the space,
Yes.
how'd that go? Who did you have involved?
Oh, okay. So my sister loves to paint. I hate it. So we just put a fresh coat of paint on. My husband redid the front foyer area, the flooring. The carpet was in great shape because we could never wear our shoes when it was a yoga studio, so it was not stepped on with shoes. So that's really it. I brightened up the space a little bit, but also calming, neutral colors, just relaxing vibe. It's kind of what I'm about.
Yeah.
So when people walk in, they immediately, I think, get a sense of who I am and that this is not a chaotic environment, that we're just gonna have a chat and we're gonna go from there. So yeah, it was great support from my family, my husband, and even the community. I had neighbors pop in, introduce themselves, welcome me. I have locals referring business to me, and it's really just like a small family here downtown, at least on our street. You know, we kind of look out for each other and stay in touch, and it's just another way that Bellefonte makes you feel very welcome.
So that's kind of the advantage of having like a local agent compared to dealing with a bigger,
Right.
organization. Now, how does that work? So are you connected to other companies?
Right, so I'm kind of the middle person. I sell insurance through many different companies, which makes me different from an exclusive agent where they only sell for one company. And if you're not a good fit for that company, they can't help you. So I knew that I wanted to be an independent agent when I opened my own business. So I don't turn many people away. I can almost always find a product that meets your needs because I have so many different companies that I work with. But I also keep it small because I want to know the companies that I work with. I don't want to find out a month after I write a policy that, they don't cover that sort of thing. So I keep it rather small just so I can really get to know their product. But still a lot more variety than an exclusive agent. So that was super important to me to be able to do that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good way to do it.
Yeah.
So those companies, are you able to say what they are?
Yeah, sure. I have Travelers Insurance, Plymouth Rock Insurance, Millville Insurance. Openly, I have many: Progressive, AIC, Windsor. So a lot of different companies, some for home, some for auto, and some will do both. So sometimes a package is the best way to go and sometimes it's not. We split up home and auto, but we look at all options. So it's just another way to really be able to tailor to the customer versus just giving them a policy in a box and this is what we sell. So that's not what I like to do.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you probably are able to get to know those companies, probably find out what works best and what doesn't, and probably know your pain points.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I know the things that they're not okay with. Some are fine with bad driving records, some aren't. Some are good for young drivers. Some are better for older drivers. So you get to know the niches from them too. But things are always changing. So you have to stay up on that. When a company starts to change what it's looking for, then I need to know that. So yeah, it's you're always learning. In this business, every day is a new adventure. There's always something to learn. And I think I like that aspect of it too. So it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah. Sounds like that will always be a little bit of a challenge to
right. And other agencies will refer business to me that they can't write that is outside the box. So that's really fulfilling too, to be able to help someone that's, I've been calling everybody and nobody can help me. Nobody can do this type of insurance. And they think that they're not going to have any options left. So I really like to be able to step in and say, oh yeah, I can do that. I can help you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So how about your space here? Tell me a little bit about this building, about your space and your history here.
Okay. So it used to be a yoga studio, and I taught yoga here. And so I knew that when that studio was closing down that the space was coming open. So I jumped on that because it already has great yoga vibes here. It's a very calming space, even with all of the energy happening out there. So I got the space and I just gave it a little bit of a facelift, and it feels like my home away from home. So I don't know if we, I still teach a yoga class here, just a small class to keep the yoga love going in town. So yeah, I knew it was coming open and I got it, and it's perfect. I love it, and I'm one of those people that can say I love coming to work in the morning. And a lot of people asked me, why do you need a storefront? Why don't you just work remotely? So much is acceptable to work remotely. But to me, part of that personal connection with the client is being available to them. So to me, that was outrageous to not have a space. So I need them to be able to, and I have many clients that come in and pay in person, and we sit and we talk. So I don't want to ever lose that personal touch. So you won't ever find me without a brick and mortar.
Oh, nice.
I need the energy and the people and the face-to-face. So I always prefer that. If I can get a client to come in and meet me in person, it's always better to do that at least one time. But yeah, so availability I think is key. And I want to be here. I want people to be able to walk in my door and see me.
So it's like as a customer, I can count on you as being like the expert. So the intricacies of the companies, I don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
I just need to know what would it be that I need to know as the customer when I'm coming to you.
Right. And another nice thing is, I'll put someone with one company, and in a couple years it's not a good fit anymore, either for price or the customer's life has changed in a way that it's not attractive to that company anymore, or vice versa. And so I have the ability to retain the customer and just find them in a different company that does work for them, instead of them going online or shopping around somewhere else and people they don't know and companies they don't know. So I am already in-house and can just move them around within my companies. So it saves them the trouble too, doing that. So yeah, it's a win-win, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. So that makes me think a little bit. So, okay, throughout the course of your life, I'm growing up here in Bellefonte. I get my first driver's license.
Yeah.
So now I'm dealing with
that.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So what would be that progression through the stage of life? So maybe my coming to you first when I get my license, the insurance for my car, and then next step in life, maybe I'm getting married. What then changes?
Marriage, right? So, then typically you're looking for renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, life insurance. You want to protect your spouse if something happens to you, disability insurance, because again, now you may have a family to support. So, just again, it comes back to staying in touch with the customer, knowing what's happening in their lives, and letting their insurance grow with them. And, some customers don't, they don't want that. They don't need that. They want to pay the bill, and nothing's wrong with that. And that's fine too. I can be hands off for those clients. But I think you'll find most of the time I'm at least checking in once a year just to see hey, your policy's renewing, any changes with your job or your house or your vehicles. You know, some people switch out vehicles and forget to tell me. So just that check-in, a personal check-in, and you know, nobody's surprised if something happens. We all are kind of on the same page.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
different stages in life.
Linda Ruth Ronnie is a local artist in Milesburg, and every season she brings in paintings for my wall. And they are for sale, but I enjoy them so much having them here. And so we haven't gotten our spring ones out yet, but she is a wonderful painter and uses all kinds of mixed media, I think is what you call it, different types of paint and fabrics. And then she also turns her paintings into greeting cards, and proceeds benefit local charities and organizations, whether it's an animal organization or people in need organization. So she also gives back to the community that way. So I'm really proud to be a part of her journey, her art journey. And we share a love of yoga together also. So it's just, again, another way to involve myself with the community.
So I'm thinking too, Bellefonte is a great place, you know, like to start a small business. How can you help with that?
So I have a ton of clients who are in that scenario. They're starting a business, or maybe they're growing their business and they don't know what all they need. They don't know if they need workers' comp, or if they want to insure their product, or just have the basic liability. So, I mean, I've been there, done that, and I know, and all I can do is offer and say, you know, this is probably a great idea to protect yourself in this way. You know, how do you feel about that? Do you think that you need this for your business? And again, just checking in every year to see if they're expanding and they need more coverage, different coverage. So yeah, I love small businesses because I can totally relate to all the craziness that comes with that, and just help ease them through, you know.
Yeah.
Stay calm and we'll figure it out.
Right. Be able to navigate those changes.
Yeah, and support them. You know, support them as they're growing, and you know, refer them out and become partners in that way too.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been my next question, is kind of like, okay, so my business grows now, what do we do there?
Right. Yeah. So there's so many different levels of business insurance, and it can be as involved or as basic as you want. Having employees changes things. That's another level. So right now, and I can do insurance anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. So we talked about local, but I have clients who are in an area where they don't feel like they can find what they need in the local insurance industry. So I can go anywhere in Pennsylvania.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, or my customers move, but they don't want to switch agents. They don't have to, as long as they're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's nice too.
Yeah, it's a statewide thing.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Deal with.
So how does that work? Do you need an appointment to come in?
You don't. I'm here. I come in every day of the week. I do close a little bit early on Wednesdays if I can. It seems to be kind of the trend in town too. Maybe a little bit early on Wednesdays. Because it is just me. I don't have employees yet. It's just a little bit of time to recharge. But I still work from home. Nowadays I can do everything on my phone. Emails, calls, so I'm still available, but I'm just outside the office. But yeah, Monday through Friday I'm here, typically 9 to 5, unless I'm out looking at a property or have an appointment or something. So yeah, I have regular office hours, posted on Google, and I don't close very often. I'm here.
Nice. So if I need to stop in, make a payment.
Yep. I have a lot of that, and that's another thing. I get to know the customer and their habits, and when they come in, I try to make sure that I'm here. Or, customers who don't come in at their regular time, I just check in. because maybe something's wrong, maybe something's happening. So I just feel pretty close to my clients that way and look out for them that way. So yeah, it's
Nice.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I have a question, I can pop in, ask that. What if it's like something a little bit more complex? Call and make an appointment.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking, again, I mean, I'm here. If I'm here, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah.
But I think in the past few years, everything that our nation's been through, that people are kind of used to checking in first and seeing, are you going to be there? And can I come in at this time? So appointments are great. And then I also make sure that I'm not double booking.
Yeah.
But walk-ins are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So stop in if I have a question, but I can schedule an appointment.
Email. I mean, a lot of people email from my website, or once they have my address, they just reach out. So yeah. Typically, when an insurance agency opens, they have purchased a retiring agent's book of business, their clients, or maybe they inherited it from a family member. I didn't do that. I'm what's called a scratch agent. I started from scratch. I had 0 clients. And what gave me the courage to do that is because when I left my last employer, many of my clients tracked me down through social media, however they could, and asked me where I was, and they wanted to follow me. So that really was the inspiration, came from my customers, that, okay, I can do this. So I started with nothing and I reached out to companies that I had worked with, mostly that I had worked with before, and said, hey, I'm doing my own thing now. You know me from this place of business, but do you think you could take me on and give me a chance at this? And many of them did. And so I just slowly started reaching out to my customers and writing business. So it was an extra big hurdle to get over, and an extra huge leap of faith that it would work out. So it has, and I'm really thankful for that. So yeah.
So how does that feel?
It's very fulfilling and very satisfying. And again, if it wasn't for those few customers that were like, oh, where are you? Wherever you are is where I'm coming. And them telling friends and family, and it just snowballed, and people found me, and I am growing, and it's working out. So yeah.
That's exciting.